Uyazi Mzansi, abantu abaningi benza iphutha lokucabanga ukuthi ukuba impumelelo as a farmer faneke ube mdala ngeminyaka. Kodwa namhlanje sizohlangana nomuntu osemusha kodwa uyi-top commercial farmer.
Lomlimi oneminyaka engu-29 kuphela uthuthuka ngokukhulu ukushesha futhi useba omunye wabalimi abaziwayo emkhakheni. Noma eqale ukusebenza njenge-commercial farmer ngonyaka odlule nje, lensizwa inako konke ekudingayo ukuthi ibe impumelelo enkulu futhi usefuna ukufundela iziqu zobudokotela kwezokulima. Thatha future Dr. Fakade.
Mzansi sesithelekile la Rocky Park Farm eUki esifundazweni sase Eastern Cape. Le ndawo iyaziwa kakhulu ngama crops, amazambane, ama soya beans and sizohlangana nomlimi owenza ezibukwayo kulomkhakha. uSinelizwe Fakade asihlangane naye. Molweni bobhuti bami, molweni ninjani? Ngingamboleka ubhuti.
Yeah, ungamboleka.
Ngiyabonga. Kunjani?
Ndiyaphila kunjani?
Yini ngathi uya show off manje na? Yini lenkulu kangaka?
Hayi wena izinto ezincinci nje.
Izinto ezincinci.
Hayi wena izinto ezincinci. Ezigayi hayi no, izinto nje esinazo apha.
Sikhuluma ngobuncinci bomuntu. Wena usakhula wakhulela kuyiphi indawo and kwakwenzekani lapho nje as far as farming is concerned?
Sikhulele ezilalini. Silikhaya kwaye futhi sikhulele kwi-environment edibene nokufamisha ngokwezinga eliphansi, subsistence ke ngesilungu, and apho sinokanduva njengabantu abakhula phaya into okokuba sijonga inkomo, sijonga ihagu, sijonga igusha zikamakhulu, sikhule kulo makhulu, singabantu ke abadibana nezolimo kulo age yayincinci kakhulu.
Yeah. Manje phela mawukhule especially usemncane kufanele kuvuke kuthiwa Sinelizwe 5 o'clock hamba nenkomo. Kwenzeke kanjani ukuthi ukhule ukuthanda ukulima instead of turning it off ukuthi angifuni lento umsebenzi omningi?
Indlela esiye sakhula ngayo ndicinga into okokuba isinike ifoundation engummangaliso kuba siye saba ngabantu abadibana nento yokulima ngela xesha. Now ukuvuka ekseni ukuba kuthiwa makuhambe kuyokoluswa inkomo, into okokuthiwa makufidwe ihagu, kufidwe igusha ngela xesha lethu sibancinci yayinto yayikuthe egazini. Siyazi futhi into okokuba siphila ngale ndlela apha ekhaya. So yayinto yokuba njengoba siyasikhula sabonakalisa into okokuba ana man into esiphiweyo le silikhaya kwaye futhi siyenza nje kuba siyithanda not kuba siyibolekiwe.
Yebo. Manje wena wayithanda ngale ndlela yokuthi uzudecide ukuthi hayi cha ngizohamba ngiyothatha i-degree, ngithatha i-masters usuphezulu kwe-PhD manje ye-farming.
Ndijonge yona kwaye futhi ke i-topic of discussion phakathi kula PhD ndifuthi ube ngu-sustainable agriculture. Yeka kuba ndingekabi naxesha lokuba ndiyohlalela phansi kakhulu, but ke imizamo yam yokokuba ndihambe ndiyenze sendiphezu kwayo andizokwazi uyiyeka kuba ezinye izifundo ezi zindinike ifoundation ethi no, i-agriculture yiyo kwaye futhi ke funeke ndiyazi ngokwencwadi kakhulu uze ndikwazi ukudibanisa nento endiyenza phandle.
Okay, manje ke wena before sikhulume ngale liplazi lakho le singiyazi ukuthi une passion project oyibiza nge-Ukhanyo development. Awungitshele ukuthi yini le project yakho, wayiqalelani and inhloso yayo yini?
Singu-Ukhanyo Farmer Development, silulutsha lwaseMpuma Koloni, sibayi-36, ndingu-chairman and founder yayo. Siphuma phofu kwingqesho esasikuyo ku-Grain South Africa, sisenza into edibene nokuphuhlisa abafama angathathi ntweni. Now lo msebenzi siye sawuthatha sawandisa, sawufaka nezinye izinto ke uze umfama akwazi ukuphuma nento ezamsa phambili kule organization. Silulutsha nje sithi sizogalela, sisenza ugalelo kwinto edibene nophuhlo lweMpuma Koloni xa kuthethwa ngezolimo. Kubalulekile ke lonto kuba singabantu abatsha yenye yendlela apha eMpuma Koloni esizakwazi ukuphuhla ngayo sikwazi ukuzimela through agriculture. So Ukhanyo Farmer Development sibatsha sibangaka sinento ethi amafama mawavelise ngokwezinga eliphezulu egadini emasimini nakuloo ndawo kuyo ngokomhlaba. But into ebalulekileyo makakwazi into yoba athengise angenelwe imali. Sizotshintsha xa senza ngolo hlobo singu Ukhanyo Farmer Development phantsi kwalo msebenzi othi we are transforming and revolutionizing into edibene ne-agriculture ephondweni.
Sure. Hayi Mzansi ngisahlale nje 5 minutes naye umlimi lo ngiyabona ukuthi uzimisele kuningi asazokwenza kule sector ye-agriculture. Kodwa ke sifuna ukwazi ukuthi le farm yakhe le ehleli kuyona 1200 hectares wenzani ninganyakazi. Mzansi senzwile ke ukuthi uno 1200 hectares. Akusiyo 1200 hectares ohleli nje. 1200 hectares osebenzayo. Sizosebenza ngethi.
Kahle kakhulu.
Uzongikhombisa ukuthi senzani.
Kahle kakhulu.
Okay, senza nge manje.
Liplasi lokutya ukutya kwezinkozo esithetha ngawo ke siye sithi ngumbona. Ngqolowa amazimba nembotyi zobisi isikakhulu sawukwenza ke nakulonyaka ujongalangeni sunflower esizawuthi ke yona nasizame kule ndawo ndicimba into kokuba singamafama esibini in terms of sunflower production. So ithi ke ngona into yethu we are grain kwelicala eli plus lazelwa grain production. So silapha emboneni namhlanje siplanta umbona namhlanje.
Asishone khona.
Ayikho ingqali. Imbewu ke le yembona esiye sithi senze sure into kokuba inyangiwe kwaye futhi inezinto ezifanelekileyo ze xa ingaphansi komhlaba ingadibani neenunu nezinto ezizayiphazamisa ekuphumeni. Yiyo le nhlobo yembewu efunekayo kweli cala xa sithetha ngombona.
Manje awungitshele njengoba ukhuluma ngalama crops eniwenzayo lana imvula ingakanani la ngoba ngifikile la ngabona ngazuthi ngiseNatal kumnandi kuhlaza yabona ku green kusho ukuthi imvula iyavuma
kakhulu iyanetha imvula apha and kwaye futhi ke inetha nje singabantu abathembele kuyo thina kuba singenazo ezi equipment okanye mandithi implementations ezithi zine irrigation isikakhulu.
Okay manje ngiyabona ukuthi la ama seeds lawa atreatiwe enziwe yonke into. Manje labantu abandayisela ama seeds la bayansiza nje noma bamane bathatha imali yeni bathi thathisa kuhambe emjidi.
Into esiyifumanayo apha luncedo. Into esiyaziyo apha into kokuba abantu abasinika ezi inputs okanye fertilizer nembewu ngabantu aye basinike ne guidance ne advice nento ethi siye sifunde ntoni kubo uze sikwazi into kuba ngomso xa bengekho sikwazi ukuqhubeleka sifunde. So uncedo kakhulu and banathi qho xa singabantu abasebenza umhlaba wethu ngolhlobo.
Usukhulumile ngosizo ngiyazi ukuthi nawe unemento ethize ngoba phela abantu abaningi amshoba yayibuza bathi isuka manje mncane lo muntu akazange akhulume ngeinheritance eyaqhamuka yamnika 1200 hectares iland baba uyithathephi iland.
Umnikazi weli plus apha uRob Farrington ebengumuntu endiye xa ndibuye esikolweni ndifike kulama plus la angamanye ndiyokwenza vocational work okanye ukusebenza ngeholiday. So hamba minyaka kwacaca into kokuba ke ngokunana unhlalisa phansi kulonyaka ungapha liphele wathi mfondini uyafuna ukukhula ndathi mina ndiyafuna wathi nali plus iRocky Park into ebalulekileyo into kuba uze nemali ukwazi ukuba solithenga otherwise ndiyakunika qhuba ndikujongile.
Sho usuku isizini esibili manje uqhuba. Ibinjani le season yokuqala?
Isizini yokuqala ubiyenzeke kahle kakhulu. Sifike apha ngethamsanqa umhlaba omninzi so ulungisiwe. Sabana ngabantu ke abaplantayo safumana isivuno esihle umbona 8.5 tons average, isoya bean 2.3 tons and then amazimba ke isogam leyo safumana 4.5 tons per hectare.
Sure, kodwa I'm sure ama challenges akhona especially as a young man, first generation farmer, unyaka wakho wesibili lo usebenza lana imapha ama challenges osuke wawabona kwi-first harvest?
Akuhambanga kakuhle kakhulu kuzo zonke indawo. Into yokuqala wazi ukuba ndibe ngumuntu othengisayo. Phambi kokuba uplante ke nayiphi into xa uzokwenza ibhizinesi ye-agriculture kufuneka ukwazi uyazi uba uzawuzithengisa phi izinto zenzayo. So iyasibetha ke ngunana thina loo nto kuba ii-systems ze-marketing okwangoku ziselukhuni azikasamkeli thina singabantu abatsha kuba ayide ijongakale kwinto ethi mhlawumbi xa kuthiwa umbona wam uyathengiswa bendiwuseKapa at Besters Food and Graan. OVK apha Elliot fortunately naye uthathe iimbotyi zam isoya bean. So i-market system yona iselukhuni for abantu abangenayo. Marketing as well as financial access ke xa kuthethwa ngumntu okhulayo kule agricultural industry.
Yeah. Ngiyazi ukuthi umndeni wonke usula sekuyi-family business lena. Uma wakho uphakathi, ubhuti wakho uphakathi, kuyasetshenzwa.
Kakhulu.
Asisebenzeke nathi. Ungasebenzi bona bodwa.
Akho ngxaki. Masifaka ndikuthembile ka ukuthetha abandala.
Ayifake.
Asiphinde sigale kwela cala. Siphinde sigale kwela cala ne? Yeah. Sibese siyavala ke. Sivale.
Meqeda lana ke.
Singena ngaphakathi. Ngena phakathi emasini.
Thina asingene phakathi siyohlangana nomama wakho.
Akho ngxaki.
Molweni. Ninjani mama?
Siyaphila kunjani?
Siyaphila ma. Uyazi ukuthini unendodana la esiyenze umsebenzi owenziwa amadoda amadala. Amanye ahluleke. Uproud kangakanani ngaye kodwa?
Proud kakhulu ngoSinelizwe.
Yeah.
Ukufunda kwakhe khula. Wayegude kakhulu eSt Andrews ku-music. And I started to think that hey, i-wealth yase South Africa isemhlabeni. Melinto bakwenziwe kanjani? And then ndajonga isikolo esisenze agriculture ndafumana iWeston eMoy River. Ndatsho kuye ndathi I know umuntu akakhethe career but wandithobela. Wahamba waya eWeston from grade 8.
Manje usho la ukuthi umuntu awumchuzeli career. Kwaseke eseqalile ke manje esesebenza kwi-agriculture. Wahlalisa wena this time phansi. Iyahamba kanjani leyo conversation?
Okay, uphatha kwami ndafuna ukwenza agriculture. Due to financial constraints ke ndangakwazi ukuyokwenza agriculture. And then uSinelizwe uqala kwakuphangela 2016 phangela kwa Grain SA wathi mama back to school and learn. Ndathi mina hayibo angeke ndikwazi uyofunda wathi sendi-aplayile ke apho ndifuna ufunde khona. Gqibelisa ukuphangela 2016 ndabe ndihamba ndiphindele esikolweni full time.
Wow mama. Futhi omncane asiqala ukuthi wena wawufuna ukuba yini?
Mina ngangifuna ukuba lijoni.
Lijoni?
Yeah. Then I thought, okay, manimamela umama ngayofunda i-agriculture.
Yeah.
Ndaya eWeston through the route but ngaya e-university.
Manje wenzani umsebenzi wakho la ekhaya?
Mina nje ngibheka ama-operations ukuthi day-to-day operations kwenziwane eplasini kwenzekile kufanele kwenzeke. And then ngibheke makusebenzwa late ukuthi kusebenza kanjani.
Okay, Budi.
Sis.
Ngoba phela wena uhleli phezulu kwesitulo esikhulu. Wena ufuna ukubonani la? What are your dreams?
uRocky Park makakhule. Ekhula nje akhule ngendlela efanelekileyo edibene nento yokuba high value cropping, agro processing, and kwaye futhi sibe ne diversification ke okanye ukwehluka. Iyabiwa imfuyo apha kodwa ke ayithi lonto leyo asizokwazi ukuyenza. Ukusebenzisana nje nabantu kuba aba bantu sisebenza nabo sibaqashileyo ngabantu belali ezizungize eliplaza. So ndifuna ukuthi ke yonke into esiyenzayo siyenza kuba sisithi kwiminyaka elishumi ukusukela ngoku kufuneka siyazi into kokuba le farm xa uyijonga inazo zonke izinto ezidibene nokutya konkozo ezifanele le ndawo. Kwaye futhi ine high value cropping esiyenzayo. Siyi-business yaka-Rocky Park sinengqondo eyi-1 ethi kufuneka sibe ngabantu abangumzekelo omhle ofanelekileyo apha eMzantsi Afrika kwinto ethi xa umuntu uthe wanikwa ithuba azazi into okokuba uyisebenzela ntoni wenza ntoni naloo mali athe waxhaswa ngayo akwazi uba ne-confidence into yokokuba ngomzayibuyisa uze kubonakala into yokokuba ibhizinesi iyakhula. Silapho thina singu-Rocky Park Farming.
I know.
Siyabulela.
Sibonga thina baba.
Siyabulela.
Angazi ke ngawe Mzansi kodwa ngethemba ukuthi ubone ngawakho amehlo ukuthi ukuba yisuccess kulomkhakha akuyi ngokuthi umncane kangakanani nokuthi umdala kangakanani. Kuya ngani? Kuya ngokuzimisela, kuya ngokusebenza kanzima, kuya ngokuthi ivision yakho ikuyisaphi. Kodwa ke asiza ukuthi ama experts wona athini about the impressive Sinelizwe Fakade. Into engimangaza kakhulu ngoSinelizwe ukuthi usuccessful eyedwa kodwa ufuna ukuthi abe successful nabantu base Eastern Cape. Yikho aqala Ukhanyo Development Program and ngethemba ukuthi umuntu omusha wase Eastern Cape you'll take advantage kuleyo initiative. Remember ngaso sonke isikhathi #African Farming sixoxe ngako konke sikubonile namhlanje. Jean, you will be absolutely delighted to hear this, but the green and yellow is very well represented in that farm. He's got the John Deere tractors. He even has the combine harvester. I think it's the S660 that he has at his farm. So you will be very happy to walk in there and it's all green and yellow. But on top of just creating this fantastic innovative technology for farmers to be able to be competitive and be on the edge, you're also, as John Deere, very much critical of how you do these machines so that they look after the environment.
First of all, just talk about the transmission that we have on our machines. Those transmissions are built in a way that they don't consume much fuel, so less fuel they consume, which is meaning less emission, carbon emission into the environment. Beyond that, is we are moving from just focusing on fields, to focusing on every plant and every seed. In the past, we just go to the field and then you apply to the entire field. But now we're zooming in on the seed and also on the plant. So our machines, actually the future machines that are coming up, are able to identify which is a crop or a plant on the farm, which one is a seed, is a weed, and then we'll apply the chemical to the weed. Added to that is also the fact that we're using tight technology that doesn't give a lot of compassion to the soil. So we're doing it the best possible way to make sure that there is less carbon emission, like I talked about. There is also less pollution whilst we do that, to make sure that we're able to feed this generation and the next generation that is yet to be born.
That's wonderful. He's already spoken about seeds, and you'll also be quite delighted, Budwama Wuti, usebenzisa Pioneer Maize cultivars.
Yes.
And le ndawo ahlala kuyona kuyanetha kakhulu. Kodwa ngiyazi ukuthi umbila uyakwazi futhi ukhule endaweni ezomile. Yini into abangayenza abalimi ukuthi benze sure ukuthi i-maize leyo lawo ma-seeds lawa awalose i-genetic potential yawo?
Angie, uSinelizwe ngingathi, even though he is buying our seed as Pioneer, nathi simbiza a pioneering farmer.
Very true.
Before athenga imbewu uyenza research.
Yeah.
Acheka ukuthi ini izifo lizomnikeza inkinga eUgi, Eastern Cape la azotshala khona this maize. And then he asks us, could you please treat my seed with this kind of pesticides to be able to control these diseases. On top of that, he's got a very good spray program.
Yeah.
Leaf diseases thrive under humid and hot conditions. So uyakwazi ukuthi a sprayer ayenza good agronomic practices to support the strong genetic potential kule mbewu ayithengayo. So normally utshala between the 15th of October until around the 15th or 20th of November. So uyayitshala and then imbewu yakhe ikhula kahle with strong vigor because iba well treated also ngama pesticides lawo bengiwatsho ukuthi azokwazi ukuthi akwazi ukuzivikela kuma soil borne diseases nama soil borne pathogens.
Sure. Praveen, this young man already sits on hectareages that make my head spin. But I know for a fact that he's in the process of expanding. When someone comes to you and they want to buy an extensive amount of land, and you as Avgri, you're going to have to look very closely at what it is that you are financing. Before you give the credit, you are going to want to make sure that it's being given to the right kind of person. What are some of the things you look into?
Lending and borrowing is a serious game. You know, it's especially when you're in either the growth phase or in a very expansion phase of your business.
Yes.
And that's where we've spoken about business plans before. Understanding the farm that you are buying, you've got to know the detail behind it. So, you know, the seed cultivars that we've just heard about, we need to know the history of the production of those farms, because that plays a key role in us as lenders, knowing that if the planting's done right, you know, the seeds per hectare, for example, we know what yields we can anticipate. We've got good climatic data on the area. We know the rainfall patterns, etc. So we're able to extrapolate all of that into an in-house model that we use, for example, to determine how much of debt can that farm carry. Yes. You know, we bolt on the mentoring products, you know, the training products, the development program that we have. And that's all in an effort to make sure that you are as successful as you can be.
Yes.
But, you know, that also gives us the comfort and the security of knowing that this farm is able to not only grow and sustain itself, but it can all gives us the comfort of knowing that that loan is in safe hands. So we look at your farming practices. And if we find that we're not comfortable with something that you're doing, even after you've taken the loan from us, you will hear about it. Yeah. Because we are just as concerned about the environment, because that leads to long-term sustainability of your farming operation. So that is a factor that we do take into account.
Sure. Dr. Tubbs, right now, Sinelizwe is a crop farmer. But I mean, as you can hear, he's in the process of huge expansion. Maybe kubeka befama ngiyazi ukuthi ufuna kube khona nezilwane efamini yakhe. Le ndawo ahlala kuyona eUgi. Indawo enemvula eningi. Indawo enemvula eningi kanjalo kusho ukuthi kukhona ama-tick-borne diseases amaningi. Yini ongathi abalimi abaleyo endaweni ezinjalo ezinama-ticks amaningi kufanele baziqaphele?
Pele re ka bua ka ntho tse lo reng balemi ba rona kapa borapolasi ba rona ba tlamehile ba di elelwe, ke batla fela hore re bue ka taba ena e hlahiseng ya di-dip. Ho na le mekgwa e fapaneng e lo reng re ka kgona ho controla dinta kapa ectoparasites. Ho na le ntho re bitsang ke di-pour on dips, tse lo reng o kgona di tshela fela on the back line of an animal, hore kgone ho controla di-dip ebe yona ya spreader. Ho na le tseo re di bitsang ke di-plunge dips, wa di tswakanya ka hara metsi ebe diphoofolo tsa di kena ka hare. And I know in such areas we've got a lot of communal dip tanks where all of that is being done. We've got spray races where, you know, they'll just spray the water or the dip onto the animals while they're in the kraal. And we've got the injectables. So ba tlamehile ba netefatsa hore ba keepa program eo ya controller the external parasite or ectoparasites ka yona ho etsa di-dip.
Sure, hayi Mzansi ngiyathemba ukuthi njengaso sonke isikhathi ufunde okuningi la kochwepheshe bethu. This is why ngibaletha la ukuthi bazosifundisa kangcono ukuthi silime kangcono, which is why njalo ngihlale ngithi we farm better together. Ningakhohlwa njalo ukuthi ningakhuluma nathi ngaso sonke isikhathi #African Farming with social media. Ningasithola futhi kwi-website yethu africanfarming.com. Sesikhuphukile ama levels, sesine magazine ongasithola khona futhi yonke into esikhuluma ngayo nalabalimi abaseqophelweni eliphezulu abafana noSinelizwe sibhala ngabo la kwi-African Farming magazine. Mzansi, remember, we farm better together.